It's Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in today. Really quick, the astronauts just landed a little while ago. It was extraordinary to watch this landing, and they are back safe and sound. And these people who have this disdain and hate for Elon Musk, I think some people actually wish something bad happened to the astronauts just so they could blame Elon Musk, but that didn't happen, and they are back. They're safe, they're sound, and it's just absolutely amazing what he did. And yet people will make this political. Really, really sad. What's political is Sleepy Joe, the last administration, left those people up there. They were supposed to be up there for 8 days, and they were there for 9 months. And it took Elon Musk and his team to go up there and get these people back. So my hat's off to Elon Musk. I'm happy that the astronauts are back. I think it's a win for this country. I think it's a win for Elon Musk, a win for this administration. It is a win for America. Now let's get into some of the news today. Hey, comment down below on any of this. What did you think? Did you watch the landing? It was absolutely amazing. Dow Jones down 250, Nasdaq down 304. Gold had another breakout day today, up $38, sitting at $3,043 an ounce. I don't know where all the trolls went, where all the haters went. Gold's not going to $800 an ounce. Neither is silver, up another 20 cents, sitting over $34. Bitcoin down 25, sitting at 82,000. A lot happening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, markets were down today, but I think they're just waiting to see what happens tomorrow. Jerome Powell will come out. I don't think we're going to get a rate cut tomorrow. That's my opinion. But what will matter is what Jerome Powell talks about when he addresses the press tomorrow. CNBC, slower economic growth is likely ahead with risk of a recession rising according to the CNBC Fed survey. A probability of recession rose to 36% from 23% in January, according to the CNBC Fed survey. So that number is increasing. And again, my opinion is we've been in a recession for well over 2 years. By the time they tell us we're in a recession, we will be in a full-blown depression. Most people, I think, realize and believe we're in a recession because every day they go and shop, pay the bills, lose jobs, fall behind, get deeper into debt. They know. This country, most people know we're in a recession. The Fed will update its rate projections Wednesdays. Here's what to expect on CNBC. Again, I don't think we're going to get a rate cut tomorrow. It could be wrong. Look, what do you think? Will the Fed cut rates tomorrow? And if they do, how much? 25 basis points, 50? I think 0. They are still forecasting, at least the economists out there, forecasting 2 cuts this year, probably 25 basis points apiece. That's really not much. I think we would be lucky to see 2 rate cuts this year. Comment down below. Gold sets another record as safe choice. Wall Street Journal. Gold keeps climbing as investors look for safety. Gold futures hit fresh record on safe haven demand. People who are really watching what's happening with this economy, who have wealth to protect, they are looking for safety. And I don't think there is a safer place to be right now than gold. If you can't afford gold, I would look at silver, although it is much more volatile. I think it has a long way to go. And I think a lot of people would agree that silver right now is probably the cheapest asset on planet Earth right now. I think it's on sale. I don't know where it's going to go. I was talking to my good friend Aaron today, Texas Silver. If you didn't check out his video yesterday, go to Texas Silver, check out his video. He hasn't dropped a video in a while. He dropped one yesterday. But, he thinks silver is going to go to levels that people just thought it could never happen. Triple digits easily. I don't know. I've been watching silver for years. I've done very, very well with it, buying silver in 2013 on up. But it is volatile. But let me ask all of you, could we see $100 silver in America in the next year, 2, 3 years. Look, if you can make a crypto out of nothing and make it worth thousands of dollars, backed by nothing, made basically out of thin air, yeah, why couldn't it? Why couldn't it go to 100? Why couldn't it go higher? So is $34 a lot of money right now for silver? No. I think it's really a great opportunity. So if you can't afford gold, get some silver. If you can afford both, get both. If you need a place to get it at, my recommendation is my link down below, SD Bullion. I just made another order, and I've been dealing with them for 7.5 years. They've been absolutely fantastic, have a wonderful relationship with the people over there. Great company. And I will say this, never, in my opinion, don't buy from a company that does not advertise their prices on their website. Why would you do that? What are they hiding? You go to SD Bullion, everything is right there, all the prices, and they've been absolutely fantastic. They've been great to me, and I would never buy an ounce of gold or silver from anybody else but SD Bullion. Link down below. But if you are looking at options out there at other places, and I'm not saying that SD Bullion is the only company out there, there's other great quality companies out there. I choose to deal with SD Bullion. I have a history, a relationship of 7.5 years. Many of you have been dealing with SD Bullion. Many of you were dealing with them before I was. So I like them, but whoever you decide to buy from, make sure that when you go to their website that they advertise their prices on their website. Here's another one from the Hedge. U.S. building permits sink for third straight month. We're down 1.2% month over month. So, you know, if somebody could verify this, this is an astronomical number here, that the bad debt that we have, adjustable rate loans, has been sold off to pension funds from private equity groups, and it's 350% more bad debt than we had back in 2008. I was reading that today. If you can verify that, this is really, really concerning. So we're looking at $3.8 trillion of bad debt that has been sold to pension funds versus $1.1 trillion in 2008. This is bad debt as in adjustable rate loans that have been sold off to pension funds, maybe your pension. And this is why I talk about, you know, being your own central bank, putting away your own retirement, because you don't know what could happen to your pensions. Many people don't even know what their pensions are invested in. Quite possibly very, very bad loans, commercial real estate. And so where's your pension going to be 5 years from now? Hopefully it'll still be here. Hopefully you're not going to take a massive haircut. But ask yourself right now, how many pensions in this country are insolvent? How many pensions are going to be here in the next 10 years? How many banks in this country are insolvent? And how many banks are going to be here in the next 10 years? People put all their money in the banks. People rely on their pensions for retirement. They're paying into pensions, and these pensions are gambling with your money on quite possibly adjustable rate loans. And we saw how that turned out back in 2008. So be prepared for anything, ladies and gentlemen. Don't rely on a pension for your retirement. Don't rely on the government for your retirement. You don't know what could happen tomorrow, next week, a month, a year, 5, 10 years from now. Be ready for anything. Here's another one. Another national retail chain collapse. All New York stores to close. Well, we talked about this yesterday. Forever 21. 21 stores in New York done. Forever 21, I was not aware how much debt they had. $1.6 billion of debt. Debt is a killer, ladies and gentlemen. And now as the economy seizes up even more, as times get more critical, debt, people are beginning to realize that debt is a killer and debt has consequences. You know, people ran up the credit cards, they spent all the stimmies, the unemployment benefits. Life was a party the last couple of years in this country. And now, as people have run up more debt, they're beginning to realize it's literally like they tied an anchor to their leg and jumped into the ocean. It's going to pull them straight down. And now we're seeing more and more businesses, more companies realizing that when times turn, when the economy slows down, debt is going to take you right to the bottom. Another article today, and it's titled End of the American Dream, 20 facts that will make you really mad if you stop and think about them for a while. I won't go through all of them, but I wrote down a couple here. These are facts. We're not just making this stuff up. These are facts. You can verify this. In 1960, households with married parents accounted for 44.2% of all households in the U.S. today. That number is just 17.9%. At this stage, 58.4% of all U.S. households are made up of single or married adults with no children. Only 67% of 8th graders can read at a basic or better reading skill. Here's another one. A high school kid in California who had a 4.4 GPA. He scored a 1590 on the SAT. He was rejected by 16 prominent colleges. Why? Because he was Asian. Here's another one. China, now the largest exporter of high technology products. And this is not even close. It's by a landslide. Here's another one. China now has the largest Navy, much larger than the U.S. Here's another one. The U.S. government owes China $859 billion. Here's another one. 828 million people across the world are starving, hungry. So as you go to bed tonight, if you were able to eat a meal or two or three, if you're drinking clean water, if you're able to just feed yourself, think about the 828 million people tonight who are going to go to bed hungry. Here's another one. 16 million homes in the U.S. are sitting empty, while homelessness in America hits an all-time record high. Here's another one. 1/3 of Americans have more credit card debt than they have emergency savings. Here's another fact. 25% of all U.S. households have zero net worth or are negative net worth. They have a negative net worth. New York State has 670,000 residents who are here illegally. These are all facts, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why, as much as I'm optimistic about the changes coming to America, I'm realistic that it's going to be a very, very slow evolution if we can turn this thing around and change it. There is just so many problems that have to be addressed. Texas nonprofit Housing Migrant Kids took $3 billion in grants from Sleepy Joe. This nonprofit called Southwest Key Programs. Let's look at the 2023 salaries for this nonprofit. Their CEO earned $1.174 million. HR chief, $661,000. The VP chief, $555,000. Chief info officer, $637,000. And their VP earned $326,000 in 2023. This is where your tax dollars are going. They're going to make people rich. They're making people rich while you are getting more and more poor. And I just cannot believe that anybody out there just doesn't want accountability. You find it okay that your tax dollars are supporting this garbage, this BS, making these people wealthy, and this money going to house migrant kids and making people millionaires while they're doing it, while you're wondering how you're going to pay your groceries this week, how you're going to put gas in the car, how you're going to feed your kids, how you're going to make the rent. It's unbelievable. And yet there are people out there that don't want the accountability, that are okay with this. I would think those are people that probably don't work, don't have any skin in the game, don't have to pay taxes. But the people out there that do have skin in the game, like you, like me, who pay taxes, we want accountability. This is absolutely unbelievable that we are finding this kind of fraud. This is absolutely criminal, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on here. And if this continues, we are just not going to have a country. We are going bankrupt as I make this video. We are bleeding money by the second. And this is how we're doing it. It's death by 1,000 cuts. And we are now shedding light on this massive amount, this crime wave that's taking place. And there are still people out there that don't want to know or don't care. Shame on you. Here are 7 astonishing economic charts that will absolutely blow your mind. The economic collapse BULLION.com. Government spending is now 14 times higher than it was in 1980. You okay with that? We're spending more, we're getting less. Your taxes go up and up and up. We don't have a revenue problem, we have a spending problem in America. And I will say this yet again, you are not getting anything in return for your tax dollars. We are getting ripped off here. I just am not getting what I'm paying for, in my opinion. Our national debt is 36 times larger than when Ronald Reagan first entered the White House. During the health crisis, the money supply skyrocketed from $4 trillion to over $20 trillion, and we are going to pay an enormous price for this. I wish Elon Musk the best with Doge, but $20 trillion? Household debt has surpassed $20 trillion. Total of all debt, government, business, and consumer, is now over $100 trillion. 100 million U.S. adults in this country are not in the labor force. And the last one on the list, gold is going nuts. Not a good sign for what is ahead. Gold is a barometer, is an indicator, is the canary in the coal mine. And when you see it busting past 3,000 now, anything can happen. So be really paying attention to what is going on. Protect yourself, your wealth, all that good stuff. But, as much as I'm enthusiastic, as much as I'm hopeful that we're going to get things under control, when I read data like this, it is alarming. You should be absolutely alarmed, very, very concerned, if not for you, your family, your kids. So, maybe this is a good time if you have the means to, add to preparations. If you're not doing that now, you are so far behind. Shifting gears here a little bit, I was watching some videos of the Teslas that were put on fire this morning in Las Vegas. A domestic terrorist lit a bunch of Teslas on fire, shot some rounds into these cars. This took place early this morning at a Tesla collision center in Las Vegas. He also painted the word resist on the door of the facility. I hope that they catch this guy and they come down on this domestic terrorist extremely hard. This guy should be in prison for many, many years. He damaged property that was not his. This cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. All that toxic smoke he put into the environment. People are afraid to go to work now at these dealerships. And, what gives somebody the right to just, put, somebody's business on fire, basically, or somebody's car on fire, or cars on fire? What gives somebody the right to do that? You talk about getting political. People will accuse me of being political. I'm not the one running around lighting Teslas on fire because I don't like somebody or I don't like somebody's political beliefs. That's pretty political when you're running around and now you're a domestic terrorist running around lighting cars on fire. You are an absolute loser. You're a terrorist. You need to be caught. You need to be prosecuted. You need to be made an example of. And I hope they catch you. And they will catch you. They're going to catch all these people. They have videos of a lot of these people. Here, I watched another one where a gentleman walked past a Tesla and took a key out. And as he's walking by, just keyed this guy's car. And it's all on the video. These cars are, taking videos. And so they have his face. They're going to catch this guy too. There was another loser, this on the hedge also, caught. Tesla vandal identified, located, and arrested after confrontation goes viral. I believe this was up in San Jose. San Jose police make an arrest of an individual responsible for felony vandalism. This guy also keying somebody's car has been caught, and because of video. But somebody had confronted him and made a video of it. I believe it's on, I don't know if it was on TikTok. I think it was on TikTok. It might have been a YouTube video. Anyways, confronted him, filmed it. He denied the whole thing. We're like, hey, we got your license plate. We got a picture of you keying this car. It was you. And this guy's denying the whole thing. Well, he's not denying it now because San Jose police have arrested him. He will be prosecuted for felony vandalism. People work hard. They work really, really hard for their stuff. And the economy's rough. And, if you work hard, you want to drive a nice car, God bless you, you deserve it. And yet some scumbag is going to light your car on fire, key your car, damage your car. These people need to be punished at the full extent of the law. It's not your property to damage. If you want to damage your own car, if you drive a Tesla and you hate it, you can do whatever you want to it. But somebody might love the car. I'm not a fan of these cars. But you have a right to love these cars, drive whatever you want. I just want everybody to be free. Drive whatever you want. But to just, go and damage somebody's property, first off, you don't know. These might be the most liberal people on planet Earth driving these cars. And because you're so political, you're vandalizing these people's cars. And you're trying to hurt, the sale of these cars and the bottom line of Tesla. So you're doing a lot of damage. It's got to end. I mean, you're seeing this civil division, and you're going to have a social outbreak of violence if it continues to go on. The law needs to get this under control now. Anybody damaging these cars, these buildings, this needs to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law, and these people need to be made an example of. Because if this continues to escalate, they're going to come across somebody who's not so nice, and then it's going to erupt into really bad violence, and it doesn't have to. So the law needs to get this under control. We have a lot of agencies out there that probably don't need to be at school board meetings or Catholic churches that need to be going after people like this. I will end with this. White House says peace to begin as Putin agrees to halt attacks on Ukraine's energy facilities for 30 days. This is not a complete ceasefire, but it is something. It is a step in the right direction. The president was on the phone with Putin for over 3 hours today, and it is a start. I think that the only way you can come to peace is by sitting down and talking and working it out. This war that has been going on for way too long has not come to anything but more loss of human life, more billions of dollars. I think that what's happening now is definitely a step in the right direction, and I think talking is much better than bullets. And right now things have kind of tempered down a little bit, but nothing can be fixed without communication. Nothing. You cannot get enemies to come to an agreement unless they sit down and they talk and we come to an agreement. That's the bottom line. What we did over the last 4 years of we're just not going to talk to them, we're just going to sanction, we're not going to talk. What did we get from that? It cost us billions, and it cost hundreds of thousands of lives. And we got nothing but more war and more debt. So I think this is a step in the right direction. How it evolves, how it ends, I have no idea. But I think that this is going to be much more fruitful than what we have gotten over the last couple of years for sure. So pray for all these countries, pray for the wars to end, pray for this administration to bring peace, pray for this country that we can begin to turn things around right here. At the end of the day, we really need to start worrying about what's happening here, not what the rest of the world is doing. So we need to diffuse and de-escalate these wars. Even though I believe things in the Middle East are heating back up, we got to start worrying about what's happening right here. Because if we don't, this bankrupt nation is going to be destitute, and it's going to be gone. And your standard of living, if you think it's slipped already, you think it's gotten bad now, you haven't seen anything yet. Wait to see, if you want to wait and see what happens to America as it turns into a third world country, it's a second world country in my opinion right now. Much of it looks like a third world country, but where you live, it's probably nice. It's not quite there yet. But if we continue on this path, where you're living is going to be third world too. Just like, LA, Oakland, Los Angeles, or as I just said, parts of Chicago, New York. I mean, many of these areas look like bombed out war zones, third worlds. And you could say that'll never happen here, but a lot of people have said that. A lot of people said, we would never see homeless out here. Palm Springs, this Palm Springs area, loaded with homeless people now. People who said they would never lose their job, lost their job. People who said that they would never go broke have gone broke. There's a lot of people who said things would never happen. Look, we saw the entire global economy shut down. People said that could never happen. The entire economy was shut down. So these people who tell you, oh, that can never happen, this can never happen, you better stop listening to those people. Anything can happen. And that's why you need to be prepared for anything to happen, because you don't know what could happen tomorrow. So we'll see what the Fed says tomorrow. We'll see what kind of BS and lies they tell us, and if they can fire up the stock market tomorrow and get it to go, up 500 points. We'll see what Jerome Powell says. It'll be very, very interesting to see, how he's going to manipulate the markets tomorrow to go up or down. It'll be just on 2 words, 1 or 2 or 3 words. So we'll see how it all plays out. But at the end of the day, this economy's in very, very big trouble. You need to be looking after yourself. You need to be looking after your families. You need to be very, very careful here right now. There's still a lot of optimism on these networks that I'm watching. They believe everything's going to be fine. Recessions will be avoided. We're not even close to a depression. Everything's going to be fine. I hope it is. I really, really hope and pray that it is. But something tells me it's not going to be that easy. So I'm going to continue to stay on path. I hope you continue to stay on path. God bless every one of you. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm out of here. Have a good day.